Hey everybody, Todd Black, wildlife biologist, Eagle Mountain City. Welcome to this month's episode of Living with Wildlife. It's December and it's a very mild winter, but wanted to talk a little bit today about wintering wildlife and particularly kind of break it down into two categories, to our birds and also to our big game animals that we have out here. When we're talking about wintering big game populations, there's some things that we need to be considerate and be aware of. So as we're out observing them, especially as snow levels get deeper and deeper, we just need to be aware that these animals are under a lot more stress. They're concentrated in areas, they have a lot less quality of food, and anything that we do from an observation standpoint, in a lot of cases can cause these animals a lot of stress, particularly if you're out enjoying the winter recreation and if you're out with your dogs. If you're out with your dogs in these areas where we have big game populations, you really need to be considerate of them. Keep your dogs on a leash. This again, we're having dogs in the area, they're going to want to chase those animals if they can, and it causes a lot of undue stress, which is not good for wintering populations of big game animals. Another common activity and thing to do in the wintertime, what a lot of people enjoy doing, I do this personally and enjoy doing it, is feeding birds. A couple of things with that you need to realize and be aware of. If it's a winter like this year and you're mostly dealing with seed-eating birds, you really don't need to feed your birds where we have a lot of open ground and therefore a lot of seed in the area. So I typically, personally, I wait until I get a good amount of snow on the ground before I start feeding birds. When you feed birds, use a bunch of different size and different types of feeders, different types of seed. I personally like to use black oil sunflower seeds, and then I also offer what's called suet. So if you can get some fat in a suet feeder, you can buy these online. Those are really good for the birds this time of year as well, because they're looking for a high energy source of food, and all that is fat with a little bit of seed mixed into it. So some of the things to avoid, anything that has sugar in it that's not natural is not good. Also breads are terrible to feed birds during the winter time. It again just fills them up but doesn't provide anything from a nutritional or a high energy protein value. Another thing that to do is, if you have an opportunity to provide a water source for birds, that's particularly important. In the wintertime they still have water demands and need that, but it's often hard to find and hard to get, particularly if you have freezing temperatures. So enjoying wintering wildlife is a great activity to do this time of year. Great to get out kids and get involved, and as we get snow on the ground, it's even easier to see a lot of these animals. But just remember, they're under stress, it's cold, and there's snow that they're having to deal with, and the lack of feed. I'm Todd Black. We'll see you next time.